Codemotion Milan 2016, I'm really proud to have you here with me, Salvatore Vella from IBM, Vice President of the Software Engineer, but first of all, developer. Welcome, Salvatore.
Thank you very much. Grazie, grazie.
I told that you are first of all developers because we are here talking to developers. And so what I want to ask you on the first time, talking about Bluemix and talking about the cognitive computers point of view, of course, how exciting is for developers to see what is going to happen right now?
Well, if you look around, you see massive disruption. So you see Uber becoming the world's largest accommodation with owning no properties. You see, sorry, that's Airbnb. Uber in cars owns no cars. So you see a revolution in software and value of software. And that's what all of this is about. And platforms like Bluemix let a single developer create a startup to begin that. Okay, it all starts with a developer. It all starts with software innovation, and that's what all of this is about. And this is all about the folks here. All of them can have the equal opportunity to be able to create the next Uber, the next Airbnb.
Talking about Bluemix and the whole is going to happen at IBM. Today we have a very special guest in our keynoting, Pepper. Could you please explain us what he's able to do?
Yes, so Pepper is a robot, and Pepper we have infused, we've added Watson APIs to be able to do sensing of emotion, to be able to do natural language processing, so you can talk to it, it understands whether you're angry, sad, and it has all sorts of purposes, from a concierge, for example. What we showed today was an office assistant to be able to do that, but lots of ways, because what we're finding is that people want to be interacted in a natural language. It's a much more natural way, and we with the Watson APIs we can fuse it to be able to understand human talk, human emotions, and be able to respond appropriately. It's also a lot of fun on stage.
Can we call all this cognitive computing?
Yes, well, that's the whole class, to be able to more and more have it mimic a human being and be able to be autonomous and be able to learn. So that's the other important thing. And in the keynote, I talked about solving really important problems like cancer. And so the problem with cancer is that by the time a specialist gets to a point that he's a specialist, he's maybe 35 years old. Yeah. By the time he reaches 50, he's ready to start thinking about retirement. And so there's not enough specialists who can spend 24 hours a day understanding all of the research. And as a result, cancer patients aren't getting the full benefit of all the research that's being found every single day. It's a massive amount. And so that's what Watson can do, be able to sift through that and provide doctors with additional what-ifs, okay, and additional treatments or additional experiments or whatever that we can for them.
We are talking about computing, we are talking about robot, but would you like to explain how all this great innovation could change the life of every person in everyday life? And I'm sure it could.
Well, I think back, even if I think back 20 years was the start of the internet. And today it's ubiquitous, and information is everywhere. The next step is really being able to understand all of the information and be able to take it the next step. I mean, if you interact, and you should, go play with Pepper, right? And interact, and you can imagine that can solve all sorts of purposes there. So we've gone from just not being connected before the internet to now, 20 years later, being fully connected and beginning to understand the data, to a point where 20 years from now, we'll have machines that understand, we'll have machines that understand all of the information and can do so much more. So it's incredible how fast things are moving.
We are talking about innovation, of course. And what's the IBM point of view about innovation? How is trying to bring on the innovation? What's his way to interpret this word?
So for us, it's to be able to enable the innovation, right? So when we built the Bluemix platform, it was about being able to allow individuals and teams very, very quickly in a matter of a couple of clicks to be able to create an application and then change it from there. And to that platform, we've added analytical APIs. We've added Watson APIs to make it really, 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 really simple to be able to create the next startup. Right? I think as we were coming in, I told you that my daughter, this summer came in and said, "Dad, Tony and I, right? That's a friend of hers, are going to do a startup, and they're going to use Bluemix. They're going to use some of the Watson APIs." And their focus is around, a restaurant. But whatever, the point is that all it takes is a great idea. Okay, our job is to enable people with great ideas to do great things.
You are a developer, so a question for a developer. If a developer would like to join the world of Bluemix, what would find to make his work easier? Well,
there's a fantastic group here in Italy in English language, and so I encourage everybody to join the group, the Italian Bluemix community, and that's a great way to be able to interact with other developers as well, right? So that's a perfect first step. Lots of information on the net, and a fantastic network of people who are also doing this exact same thing as they are.
Salvatore, this is your first Codemotion. What's your feeling? What's your vibe about Codemotion?
So this is an absolutely, it is my first Codemotion. This is an absolutely awesome event. It is jam-packed. And so if you're listening to this, you should come to the next Codemotion. It's an absolutely awesome. And then from a session point of view, the sessions are deep technical sessions. They're not marketing sessions. They really are deep technical sessions. And as Mara said this morning, or I think at the introduction, it's for developers by developers, and that's really, really important, right? And so it's impressive the attendance, and it's impressive the content as well, and also the energy as well that you feel in the building. So great job.
Thank you very much, Salvatore.